Oh, Maria, you read all the way, you know, sit. My gosh.
Lord Jesus.
The headline says, I don't make up the figures. Dr. Tufton denies opposition claim in what they call the dengue dispute. I would love to see the day that we don't, what's the word, politicize, it seems, every
Certain
single thing in
yeah,
life, you know? So Dr. Tufton described as misleading the opposition claims that he has fudged data on the spiraling dengue fever epidemic. An epidemic is a serious word, and he rejects calls for his resignation, and he says it's misguided. Now, this was in response to pressure from opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Maurice Guy and Shane Alexis, who painted a picture of mismanagement and recklessness on matters ranging from inadequate bed space to long wait times and medicinal shortages. But the health minister came under greatest criticism for the unfolding dengue crisis that has accounted for 46 suspected or confirmed deaths in Jamaica this year. And Mr. Guy, who's a medical doctor, accused Dr. Tufton of changing dengue data in November to reflect fewer deaths than he disclosed in October. And Dr. Tufton responded and says, I have not changed any figure. I don't make up figures. The figures are provided by the technocrats in the ministry. He emphasized that there were clear distinctions between general notifications and suspected or confirmed cases, which require verification. He said that he hoped to have further talks with the opposition to clarify their concerns. There you go.
Well, you know, I've always had a challenge with reporting, because I remember Chick V, when they reported a certain number of cases, and I was saying, but when you speak to Jamaicans and then you look at schools and how many children had to be out of school, how many people missed work, clearly there was an underreporting of it. And even now, I think if you do some kind of research, you'll find that more people are still being affected by it. So I feel part of the problem with the dengue is some people have it, then I go a doctor, then stay home. So it's how do we capture the information and get a real image of it. I think that really is the problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
This next one is just kind of so strange. So a motorcyclist was killed yesterday. They're saying road rage. Apparently he was kicked off course by another biker who was a little bit annoyed because he must have bad ride the biker. Reports are he had an altercation with the other motorcyclist in the vicinity of Megamart and Waterloo, and that other biker was kind of saying, I am sorry, and was pleading for mercy, and acknowledged that he was wrong in impeding him. And according to eyewitnesses, even though he tried to apologize, during his bid to outride the man who was now chasing him, was kicked off balance and crashed and died. Ooh. Somebody says, I ride down the man and kick him off to the back. Man dead instantly. A wickedness, because the man I try to get you from the next rider and beg for him life, and you still ride down the man and do him like that. Whew.
Yeah, wow. Let's say he apologized. The other rider said, not take it, so. He was holding him in his waist. This is someone on the scene saying this.
Yep.
So the rider sped off and the man ride him down and use his foot and push the bike. He was employed at Patselin Catering.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, they must be so rattled Neverland, because Neverland is saying he's a humble man. You send out your ride and the next thing you hear that this has happened. What I want to know is what has happened to the other rider.
Yeah,
I wait for years that somebody lock him up.
Yep.
Because, sir, in case you are not aware, a prison you go.
Then after the man try to apologize with him and do you so wrong him there, and you were still on your bike, that means you never crash and drop and hurt yourself, and so you feel him do so wrong that you have to run down the man and kill the man.
Motorcyclists account for 30% of road fatalities.
Yep.
A total of 117 motorcyclists, 17 pillion passengers have been killed this year.
So condolences to the family and to
and
Neverland and who
Of
does.
course, you rob a family this holiday, this
man.
Christmas, of the breadwinner in the family, and you as the breadwinner, now go and forget sit down and look through some grill, and ask yourself the question: was it worth taking yourself away from your family? It's a lesson to all of us on the road this holiday season.
Crazy.
It not
Crazy.
necessary.
Crazy.
That's crazy, Neville.
Crazy. So again, condolences and morning Neville, who does such great work for us at St. George's also, and to the crew at Patsy and Catering. All right, 629 girls and women from across Pakistan were sold as brides to Chinese men and taken to China.
But Jesus.
So the list apparently obtained by the Associated Press was compiled by Pakistani investigators determined to break up trafficking networks exploiting the country's poor and vulnerable. The list gives the most concrete figure yet for the number of women caught up in the trafficking schemes since 2018. I'm told that in October, a court in Faisalabad acquitted 31 Chinese nationals charged in connection with trafficking. It says several of the women who had initially been interviewed by police refused to testify because they were either threatened or bribed into silence. And they say at the same time, the government has sought to curtail investigations, putting immense pressure on officials from the Federal Investigation Agency pursuing trafficking networks. Whew. 629. Boy.
All right.
So, all right.
Things going on in the JFF, but
Yeah.
that's another